So today I want to talk about supernatural support. Okay, supernatural support. And supernatural support is what I discover when I stretch myself and when I want success, which relates, of course, to the success mantra. Success equals to intention plus grace. Sorry, success equals to intention plus action plus grace. Okay, success equals to intention plus action plus grace. In Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill introduces us to the subconscious. In terms of power, the subconscious mind is orders of magnitude more powerful than the conscious mind. There is literally no comparison. If the size of the conscious mind is the size of a microwave oven, the subconscious mind is the size of the Milky Way. It is extremely powerful, and the computational resources it has are humongous, millions of times more powerful than the conscious mind. The subconscious mind is the connecting link between the finite mind of man and infinite intelligence. It is the intermediary through which one may draw upon the forces of infinite intelligence at will. Okay, this is what we looked at when I went through the series on Think and Grow Rich. In the subconscious, there is both a sending and a receiving station. I've been experiencing the power of the subconscious when I receive thoughts. This is my sixth sense. Now, let me talk a bit about the sixth sense. Okay. The sixth sense is that portion of the subconscious mind which has been referred to as the creative imagination. It has also been referred to as the receiving station through which ideas, plans, and thoughts flash into the mind. The sixth sense probably is the medium of contact between the finite mind of man and infinite intelligence of God. This is why it is considered the apex of the philosophy of Think and Grow Rich, the highest level. And by the way, when we look at scroll 10, in the greatest salesman in the world, scroll 10 says, don't ask for material things, ask for guidance. So sixth sense is guidance from God or from infinite intelligence. I want to share with you some of my own experience of sixth sense, some examples of sixth sense. Every time I go into, just before MAM, I'm just at a loss of what are we going to share that's meaningful, because I'm taking away, 2 hours of people's lives on Saturday. What do we present that's of value to them? And every time, we happen to choose the right videos, the right topics, the right theme, and that comes from the sixth sense. Now, knowing about Slow Run in KL and how important it was to be there with other people, that was sixth sense. In fact, I just jotted down what I wrote in my daily email back then. I wrote, my sixth sense tells me we are going to get more value than just head knowledge about another way to exercise. Okay, this was way before we went for the training. A third example of sixth sense is Hui Xuan going to Suishan, the mountain in Taiwan, despite great physical pain, and then deciding to engage, paying the full cost of a personal guide at Suishan. The cost of the guide was almost the cost of the entire trip. Okay, but this guide that she got watching was not a lowly educated mule just carrying things, but a military veteran who is highly developed, both physically, mentally, and also emotionally. He was a fantastic coach. So she had a coach on that trip, but it was sixth sense that led us to make that kind of decision. Discovering David Goggins just before the Suishan climb and being able to apply the things that he taught, finding David Goggins, being led to him, was sixth sense. When we went to climb Mount Gede, planning to climb Mount Gede in Indonesia, engaging a personal guide for Susan was sixth sense. Okay? It turns out that her guide was a 7 summiter, someone who's done the 7 summits, a lady, and who speaks good English. How would we know that? I shared the story some time ago of Hock Siew, how when he brought 13 Rotarians for a camping trip, he heard a voice telling him to move from his familiar camping site that he's been camping there for 20 years, to move everything up 100 feet. And because of that, he escaped death from a sudden river water surge. Discovering the DNA testing through Jerry late in 2022 was also sixth sense. Okay, and then it was also sixth sense to urge Chong repeatedly over a period of time to complete his SUP basic training, and the value he got from that. Starting the Reset and Collagen Plus product opportunity meetings very early last year, before other people did that. That was when I reflect back, that was being directed by Sixth Sense. And most recently, we asked May to take over as the permanent MC for the NTC guest events. But I believe her sixth sense, it was her sixth sense that told her to say no to in a cause that she herself is personally passionate about. That is listening to sixth sense. But we don't know the result, until later. So it takes courage to do that. Okay, so grace comes from guidance. Guidance comes from grace, and guidance to know exactly what to do in a limited time, limited opportunities that we have, or to see opportunities. But what other support is there? Okay, what other support is there that forms this grace? So let me ask you the question, and you think about it. Okay, what sort of support do you want? When you ask someone, how can I serve you? What sort of support do you want to give? Okay, so very often I was taught by a mentor to ask this question: how can I serve you? So instead of waiting for that person to just reply to you, what sort of support do you think you can give? And that's a valid question, because I think of the new baby, Daniel's new baby Isaac at home, totally helpless, needing support. If you ask him what he needs, he can't understand that. Okay, so I want to share with you some thoughts I have about the kind of support that he gets. Okay, and again, for those who didn't see it, I want to show you my T-shirt that Iswan gave me. Okay, if granddad can't fix it, no one can. So I'm Isaac's grace for the time being. Okay, until he finds God himself. Okay, so what kind of support? Okay, so the support is total. Okay, every area he gets support, from feeding to burping to cleaning him up to bathing. Even they got this white noise device. I don't know what is this, the science behind it. When he's sleeping, there's this funny noise that's going on. To stimulation, to medical. Jackie's now taken them to the polyclinic for chip tests. And later to teaching and many other areas. Okay, so the support is total. The support is sacrificial, 24/7. Okay, 24/7 means no sleep, okay? No parties, 4 months maternity leave, 2 months paternity leave. Someone is paying a real price, for the parents to go on leave. Okay, grandma travels out of the country, lives out of the suitcase to come and support. It's sacrificial support. Okay, and the support is intentional. Okay, a long time ago, when they just found out the baby was there, I knew they intended that they have the healthiest possible baby, because they sought advice from Mr. Google, everything. Overruled all the mother-in-law's advice. Mr. Google knew everything. Okay, regular checkups at KK hospital. Why? Intentional. They want the baby to grow up well. There was daily prayer. We want God to be involved in the creation of this creature. And the prophet Jeremiah was very, very clear about God's intention when he declared in the book of Jeremiah. Okay, he said, "For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope." So it wasn't accidental. Okay, there were plans, intentional plans. Okay, the support is ready. Okay, you don't wait until he cry and then you get ready. No, parents went to prenatal classes. Okay, they gathered baby stuff along the months. Okay, they took care of their personal health. They did everything. They were ready with everything except one thing. Okay, for 2-3 weeks they still don't have the baby's name. Okay, but now got the name. Okay. Yeah, they were happy. The support was a happy support. It's not a have to, it's a want to. And they realized the environment is important. They wanted a happy environment. And so this was really an opportunity for us at home to shift the way we talk and behave to each other at home. They want a lot of laughter, happy place. And Isaac, by the way, means, one who laughs. And finally, the support is committed. Commitment to the child is for life, way past 21 years old, whether the child protests or not. Now, how confident am I in the success mantra? Okay. You look at the success mantra, there's only one part that's not in my control, and that is grace. Okay, intention is my control, action is my control, but not grace. And from where does grace come from? The universe, infinite intelligence, God. So I ask the question, what is the nature of a father? What is the nature of a grandfather? What is the nature of God? And, in Matthew, in the Bible, it's just so logical. It says, let me read to you. Therefore, I tell you, do not be anxious about your life, what you shall eat or what you shall drink, nor about your body, what you shall put on. Is not life more than food and the body more than clothing? Look at the birds of the air. They neither sow nor reap nor gather into barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not of more value than they? And which of you, by being anxious, can add 1 cubit to his span of life? And why are you anxious about clothing? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They neither toil nor spin. Yet I tell you, even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. But if God so clothes the grass of the field, which today is alive and tomorrow is thrown into the oven, will he not much more clothe you, O men of little faith? Therefore, do not be anxious, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or what shall we wear? For the Gentiles seek all these things, and your heavenly Father knows that you need them all. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things shall be yours as well. See, the baby doesn't ask for much. He just asks for milk at the moment, but already much has been planned for him. I have a spiritual mentor with the navigators in New Zealand, David Bibby, and he taught me that there is only one word I need to know as a grandfather. And that word is yes. Just say yes. All the baby has to do is ask, and I will say yes. So prayer is asking. Okay. Scroll 10 of The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino points out the fact that we know how to pray means there is someone who hears and answers. The fact that we know how to pray means that there must be someone who hears and answers. It's the law of cause and effect. He says, all creatures that walk the earth, including man, possess the instinct to cry for help. Why do we possess this instinct, this gift? Are not our cries a form of prayer? Is it not incomprehensible to a world governed by nature's laws to give a lamb or a mule or a bird or a man the instinct to cry for help, unless some great mind has also provided that the cry should be heard by some superior power having the ability to hear and to answer our cry? So baby Isaac and all grandchildren experience all this support. And why would this support stop when we are adults? When we have even more potential now that we have grown with input, with experience? Why would it stop? Well, I suggest your support will stop when we stop asking, when we stop receiving, and when we stop wanting to grow. So if you want to experience supernatural support, set BHAGs, big, hairy, audacious goals, and take massive action in 2023, starting now. Don't wait for June, okay? We've got a few more days, which is starting this success mantra, getting grace to come into our lives for the rest of our lives.